Did the Cowboys do the right thing, giving all that money to a guy? Giving all that money to a guy of such questionable character. Did they have a choice? Did they need to bring back Dez Bryant no matter what the cost?
Do you feel like Dez Bryant is such a risk that there's a real possibility he'll miss significant games because of an off-the-field indiscretion or misstep or bad behavior?
I think there's a real possibility of it.
Okay, then.
Well, and let's get it out in the open. We talked about it a couple of days ago. There's that supposedly
an incident in a parking lot. And pictures to go along with it.
TMZ has been looking for that forever. Nobody can find it. It doesn't exist. So if a tree falls in the woods, it doesn't make a sound if nobody's around. Well, if you can't find that video that people talk about, it's sort of like urban legend, would you will? It's an urban legend that there's this video of him maybe being involved with a woman in a parking lot and cars drive away or trucks drive away. Well, if it doesn't exist, there's no proof unless someone comes forward. So I totally disagree. Performance-enhancing drugs was not part of his problem. It was hiring an agent, Deion Sanders, and getting, when he was at Oklahoma State, correct? And that followed him into the draft. That people thought, he got a couple of incidents that were just kind of goofy, immature kind of things. He has been, mostly it's his mouth. Would you agree? I mean, in the pros, it's been his mouth.
I see. Okay, I don't know Dez Bryant. I haven't talked to Dez Bryant, so I'm not going to tell you whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. And you know what? We've seen enough in the NFL in the last year that we know domestic violence is a serious problem. We know that that PEDs are a serious problem, but fans get caught up on the idea whether you're a good guy or a bad guy. And you can be a bad guy, but if the people on your team in the locker room trust you to make the big play, then in the confines of that locker room, you're one heck of a teammate. And so what I see from Dez Bryant on the field is a guy who does want the darn ball and will fumble trying to get the extra yard.
Oh, and Mark, as a player, you're not going to get an argument from me. He's a beast.
Okay.
In fact, if you asked me who the best wide receiver is in the NFL right now, I'd probably tell you it's between Calvin Johnson and Dez Bryant. He makes plays that few other guys on the field can make. But it's his off-the-field stuff. It's his sordid past.
Okay,
it's his actions off the field.
So when I'm handing out,
what is it? It's like the popcorn stuff that used to exist with what's his face. I mean, what is it? He yells about
He's unreliable, for one thing. He does things he shouldn't be doing.
Well, but citing example.
But his production over the last 5 years has been greater than what Demaryius Thomas's production has been.
He gets into with Romo, throw me the ball. You were talking about earlier, or he'll say, offensive coordinator needs to get me involved in it. Those are not things that are going to get you suspended.
He had problems. Was it Oklahoma State? He had problems at Oklahoma State.
Well, that's what I said.
And he's had problems with the Dallas Cowboys. I can't recite them chapter and verse.
Okay,
but every year there seems to be something going on with Dez Bryant off the field.
Okay, and so there's enough smoke there that make you wonder if he's a questionable guy, and maybe you don't want him to be your best friend, because if he's your best friend, you and he both might get in trouble.
See,
but he's caught 56 touchdown passes in 5 years.
Personally, I think they needed to sign him.
Okay,
they desperately needed to sign him. They needed to sign him for a number of reasons. No DeMarco Murray. They don't know what that defense is going to be. Right. Tony Romo needs somebody to throw to. The next guy up is Terrence Williams. It's a big drop-off. There's not a whole lot of offensive firepower on that team. Plus, you got to feed Jerry Jones' ego. And this is a team also. This is a franchise that has been to the playoffs twice since 2007. They're not just desperate to get back to the playoffs. They're desperate to make an impact in this league.
Okay.
To get to and win a Super Bowl. They haven't gotten past the first round, but twice since 2007.
Okay, as a security risk or a risk because he's unreliable in the case of Dez Bryant, as compared to Peyton Manning, who's 39 years old. Who's more likely to play 16 regular season games this year in your mind? and I'd have to pick Dez Bryant.
Well, they both are pretty good at staying healthy.
Okay, but what I'm saying is if I had to guess, my guess is
why
that because did he play 16 games last year? Dez Bryant? Did he get in such trouble that he couldn't contribute to his team last year?
No, I understand. But why the comparison to DT as to who's going to play more games?
No. But then I thought I just said Peyton Manning. Who's more likely to play?
Who's
more likely to play 16 games this year? Peyton Manning or Dez Bryant? I would say it's Dez Bryant.
How many games when he didn't have the neck surgery has Peyton Manning ever missed?
He doesn't. He doesn't miss games.
So I will take that bet with you. Okay. He's not going to miss any games, and we keep talking about it. He's not going to get sacked that much. He gets the ball off too quickly. In this system, with play action, he is, agree or not agree, he's the best play action passer in pro football. That's not my opinion. That is universally recognized best play action guy. Well, he's going to play action himself. He's going to play action butts off in this league. And as Troy said, it's whether the offensive line can keep people hitting him after he throws the pass.
Right.
Because they're not going to get to him before the pass. So he got hurt last year. Why did he get hurt? The only reason why he got hurt was in San Diego when he decided to roll out. And guess what? Yeah.
And what offense is he running now?
Well, don't you think this applies to Gary Kubiak's intelligence level that he's going to say, I'm not going to put him in that position. That's what I think Gary Kubiak's going to say.
Gary's smart enough to do that.
I'm going to change my offense. This is not Jake Plummer. This is not that goofy Ed in Houston that wasn't any good.
Matt Schaub.
Yeah. Stump the Schaub or whatever his name was. Peyton's going to play every game because he played, whether you believe it was fake or whatever, he played every game.
Yes, he did.
With a fake or a real injury. Dez Bryant, I think, Demaryius Thomas and Dez Bryant have a good chance that they'll miss a game or two with a hamstring or something.
The only reason I would pick Dez Bryant is because he doesn't get rushed. Guys aren't trying to take his head off every play, every time he goes. Peyton, every time he goes back to pass, somebody's trying to take his head off.
I get
it. He gets to the ball
John
quickly.
Elway and I talked about this. I only know one great quarterback that ever got hurt in the pocket, and that was Tom Brady. With what is now a legal play,
let me ask you something.
But Peyton Manning doesn't get hurt in the pocket. John Elway never got hurt in the pocket. You get hurt when you get out of the pocket.
Peyton Manning got sacked, 15 times last year, 17 times last year, something like that?
22.
You know how many times Dez Bryant got sacked? 0.
How many times do you think he got hit, though? We could find out the advanced research. Well, sure. I think that's the most dangerous position on the field is slot receiver. I think you're going to get hit every play. You're going to get people teeing off on you every play. Yeah, I think around the league, slot receivers are going to get hit every time. A wideout is not going to get it. He's going to get pushed out of bounds, or if he goes up and his arms are exposed. And that's be the one thing I'd worry about Peyton Manning that I saw last year, and you and I would talk about in the press box, that he was missing passes pretty badly. So guys were reaching and exposing their ribs. That would be the only thing I would be worried about. His age, he's in great shape. I would be worried about whether his direction of his passes is as good as it once was. The strength is never, he never had great strength as a passer. He could still throw it down the field 3 times a game or 4 times a game. I'm wondering about stretching guys out. That's be my concern.
Well, that segment took a lot of left and right turns, hard left and right turns. Right. We started out asking about Dez Bryant. We ended up with Peyton Manning, but that's where it goes sometimes.
Kids took it because he ripped on Bubba Caldwell's parents and
friends. You're a Bubba Caldwell hater.
I am from now on.
The Shanahan's?
Yeah, I'll be happy to do Shanahan's. I'm always happy. I want to go to Shanahan's this weekend, except we're going to Las Vegas. Is there Shanahan's in Las Vegas?
No, there's not.
Shanahan's Steakhouse has been selected as one of the best restaurants in Denver. We happen to think it is the best restaurant in Denver. It's Open Table's 2015 Choice winner. Book a reservation today at Shanahan's Steakhouse and enjoy life and enjoy a great meal.